Hello, so my name's Victoria and I've been in business for 16 years and I have seen and done quite a lot in that time because I'm very much one for just giving it a go and seeing how it turns out, okay? So with that, I've learned a lot of lessons, and one of them is the recurring theme of competitors and competition. And I think when you're new, as I was back in the day, I feared competition. I thought if someone started selling the same stuff as me, if someone did something, and remember that when I started with the keepsake business, there was literally no one else in the country doing what I was doing. I couldn't find anybody. And now, there's lots of brilliant people doing the same thing. But at the time, the first time I became aware of anyone, it was like this fear because they're going to take away my business. Really, that's a sign that I didn't believe in myself, because that person, that competitor, hasn't got any more right, any more skills, anything more than what you've got, and actually they're starting up after you. And if you're starting up after the competitor, then you're aware of them and you think, looking at the situation, that you have a chance of making it work. It's not a mutually exclusive thing. You can definitely have two very successful people doing exactly the same thing in the same town. So just to share a couple of personal stories, just to help you see that it turns out all right in the end, as long as you keep your head, as long as you don't let it consume you. And it's very easy to do, because I've been in tears in the past over it. So one instance, I had a shop on the high street and I had a member of staff, and she became very interested in what we were doing and quite liked it. And little did I know that she was actually planning to set up a similar shop in the next town, which was only sort of 15-20 minutes away. And she ended up leaving me and going and setting up a pretty much identical shop to me, because she could see that I was doing it and she could do it too. And at the time, obviously, if you imagine you're paying someone and they set up in competition, that's a little bit like a kick in the teeth. And luckily for me, I didn't react to it. I just thought, you know what, fair play, because I know how hard it can be to run a business, and I've been doing it a little while, and she had no clue. She didn't have any support. She didn't really know what was about to happen. So she set up, opened her shop, and I sort of just ignored it, really. And we kept in touch. I even went to visit the shop, and she'd done a great job. And people would come into my shop and I'd be talking about what I'm doing. So, oh yeah, we went to this shop in the other town actually to have it done. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Because you should never ever diss your competitors, ever, because that's just unprofessional. And there's plenty of business for anyone. And all that does, if I was to say, oh my God, you went to her, that's like, that doesn't look good on me. It's not great experience for the customer. And you're just operating in that really bad space that no good can ever come of. So I was like, oh yeah, brilliant, okay, fantastic, did you have a great experience? Yeah, brilliant. And it wasn't after a few months, 6 months, that people would come in and go, oh, I had this done at this shop and I'm really unhappy with it. Or she'd really let me down. And I had one instance where she'd done the jewellery in a really bizarre, she'd like drawn the name on with a black pen. And if you're watching this and you make fingerprint jewellery, you know that's not what we do. And it had rubbed off, obviously. And I was like, okay, and I just thought all that fear of, oh, she set up in competition and that hurt that she would do that, but she's not there anymore. Let's just say that she's not there anymore, she doesn't do it anymore, and that is what you will find. And it's the people that stay the longest that are the ones left at the end, obviously. And you have to want it enough. Now, that lady could have put the fear into me and thought, oh, I can't compete with anyone else. I'm only doing it because I'm the only one here doing it. That's the only reason I've got any success. And then given up. But I've kept going, and I'm here now. Where she couldn't make it work, because she was never a threat in the first place to me, because I'm my own person. I'm me running my business and she's her running her business. So she does it in her way and I do it in my way. So whilst they're the same products, they're completely different products, different companies, and we're both going to have completely different customers, different experiences. So you have to trust in yourself that you are delivering the absolute best that you possibly can do, and just trust that is enough. You can't do more than that. You can't do more than your best. And if someone wants to give it a shot, then don't stop them. I could have got all her fee and probably thrown a contractor at her and said you can't do it. But I thought, she's got her dreams. She wants to do it. Let her have a go. Find out. it might really work for her, then great, fine. You know, there's plenty of room for both of us, and I truly believe that. And if you come from the scarcity mindset that there's only room for one, then you're going to hold yourself back because you're not looking for all the opportunities. There is opportunities everywhere. I spend my time now in complete overwhelm because there's opportunities everywhere. I can't even get near them, you know, because there's just too many. And that is the place that you want to be in, not in the scarcity mindset where you're thinking, oh my goodness, someone else might start up and do what I'm doing. And I've been there. I'm saying it because I've been there, but I've seen it and I've come out the other end, okay? I'm aware that I'm like, I still can't get used to wearing them. And then another situation, okay, and this is even more, okay, this is an even bigger insight into how we deal with competitors. So when I started this version of the business, I started with a competitor at the same time. So we were basically doing something together, various things happened and we ended up going our separate ways. So we ended up in competition with each other head to head, and now that could, and it did at times, make me feel like I just wanted to walk away. It was too, And I used to spend, because unfortunately for me, this competitor was ruthless. She didn't really care about anything. She was happy to play dirty and I wasn't. So it was a very unfair playing field. And I didn't want to play those games that she was playing because it just didn't sit right with me. I'm not that type of person, and I couldn't shaft someone just for my own game. It's just not me. So I thought I can't win against that. And then I don't know what, I must have read a book or watched a video and something went inside of me and I thought, it doesn't matter what she's doing, I need to focus on what I'm doing. And actually people are still coming to me over her. I'm not having to do anything black hat to get them to like come with me. People were drawn to me because I'm me, because they're the right fit for me. And the more that I started to get that and really go with it and trust in myself that I could deliver the best that I could, then, and I just stopped. I didn't even look at her website. I wasn't on her mailing list. I was completely unaware, I still am, of what she's doing, apart from when someone mentions, oh, did you see that such and such is doing this? And I'm saying it got really horrible, okay, really horrible. And I can't quite believe that people go to those levels for their own end, but that's a whole different story about whole morals and ethics, okay? But when I just don't even look, I'm completely unaware, I couldn't care less what she's doing because, and believe me, she launches, I've heard, when we launch something new, she launches the exact same thing. I don't even know about it unless someone tells me about it, so it can't affect my energy, because as soon as my energy's affected, I drop my game. And so I just know that there's someone out there that's at my tails, and that makes me go even harder. That makes me want to be better. That makes me want to be the best, because there's someone at my tails trying to pull me down. And I'm like, just, you know, I'm not even interested in you. You can't touch me. I'm concentrating on being the best that I possibly can be, and I know that that will pay me dividends. So this woman, on the other hand, is all over me. Like I said, she watches, she's on all my, every time I do anything, she's on the list. She sends people into my groups to spy on me and try and bring me down publicly in the group, and she's like on at my members, like sending people. It's really sad. I've got to a place now that I look at her with compassion and feel really sad for her that that's where she is, okay? So because I've been able to concentrate on my own game and concentrate on the positive and the new and the, you know, the positive cycle, I'm up here in my eyes. And because she's down like chasing at my tails, trying to rip me down, and all her energy is going on, what's she doing? I got to do better, I got to pull her down. And she's nowhere near it, from what I can see, from what is being fed back, to do anything. She's just, I don't even see her as competition anymore, because we're worlds apart. And I'm not saying that big-headedly, I just know. And also you've got to think that someone that is successful isn't going to have the time to be behind getting on people's lists and pulling them down, because they haven't got the time. I'm so busy, I haven't got the time to be thinking about my competitors, what they're doing, because I'm too busy focused on my own stuff. And that's where you want to get to. You want to be so consumed in your own world of what you're creating that it doesn't matter if someone opens up to do what you're doing in your same town, okay? And just as a bit of an analogy, so taking it out of our market, if I opened up a burger bar in my little village, okay, in my town, and I was the only one, I had a good year maybe of doing that. that doesn't stop. I don't suddenly have the rights of the only burger van in the town. So someone could say, she's doing well, I'm going to open up a burger van right next door to her because she's doing well and I can have it. That's all that's going through their mind. There's no vindictiveness often. It's just like, oh, she's had a good idea, she's doing well, I'm going to do the same because I haven't got my own ideas, okay? So if someone then set up a burger bar next to me, what do? I've got no control over that. I've got no control. I could have one over the road, one next door. I've invested all my money in my burger bar. I can't really just walk away. So I can either sit in my burger bar getting so angry and fed up with the world that it's just so unfair and that these people are taking my business and they just don't care, and I could just be consumed with anger. And basically my shop, because I'm too focused on that, is going to sink and then probably end up going bankrupt because all I'm focused on is just like, oh, this is terrible, I can't do anything, I'm helpless. If I then looked at this burger van, I looked at what they're doing wrong, what getting some feedback from people and doing some market research and where can I stand out, So maybe I can have like, I don't know, I don't run a burger bar, so I'm not into the whole marketing thing, but I could give a glass of wine away with every burger, or it could be like a burger bar for mums that, you've got a bit of childcare or whatever. But I would find my niche in the burger bar industry and I would own that and I would be the best in the area. So people start to travel outside of my town just to come to my burger bar, and they're not even looking at the other names. They haven't even registered their burger bars because they want to come to mine because I'm rocking it, I'm doing it, and I'm getting my message out there. And that's what you want to be. And I just want to get this message across that don't worry about, there's always going to be competitors. If people see you doing well, they will want a piece of the action. So they will come after you. Not after you, but they will try them to do the same. Guarantee it, okay? Don't get triggered by that, or get triggered a little bit and then let it go. And then just say, okay, it's a little sign from the big you that I'm going to up my game and show them that they can't, this is my patch and this is my business and I'm going to do it. Don't go down, because that's it then. They're going to use you as a stepping stone. So with the burger bar analogy, I could have got really upset, lost everything, or I could have used it as a trigger to up my game, bring my A game, be the best burger bar on the street, even if there's another 10 there. So people come to me regardless of if there's another 10 on the street because they want my burger, because of what I'm adding to it, the value that I'm adding to it. And that's where you come in, is how you're going to add value, how you're going to create those relationships, that rapport. If you had a friend with a burger bar, I don't know why I've picked burger bars. If you've got a friend with a burger bar and there's 10 other burger bars on the street and you've got a real relationship with one of them, which one are you going to go to? You're always going to go to the one where you've got a relationship and they're lovely and they welcome you and they're just like, you're going to go to that one every time. Same with cafes. There's always like 10 cafes on a street, but you've always got your favourite because of the people. It's the relationships. It's what they add to it. And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to spend money on adding value. It can just be that personal service. It's a dying thing sometimes nowadays. So that could be it. You could be just so overwhelmingly lovely that people wouldn't even think about going anywhere else. So this is my little 2 pence worth on competition, okay? It's something that I have struggled with, so I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take my glasses off. When it was getting all ugly with this lady, I did feel like just walking away because I didn't want to play dirty. And I was being drawn into like, well, if she's like doing this and like at me and horrible stuff, then like you sort of train to think, oh, well, I got to go back at it with that because that's a fair fight. I didn't want that. I just didn't want it. I cried and I just was angry with the work, like, why have I attracted this mental woman into my life? What have I done? And it wasn't until I was just like, I'm not even going to look at her. She's got no control over me. I can't, yes, she can do her best, and she carried on for years trying to sabotage everything. But I just thought, you poor woman, and I even sent her an email saying, I feel so sorry, like, just come on, like, concentrate on building a brilliant business for your children. Just leave, like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's got no reflection on you. And the same for you. It doesn't matter if 10 competitors step up in your area. It's got no reflection on you because your job is to be the absolute best. And you use those triggers of, someone's coming a bit close to me and they might take my business, as a reason to up the game. Get in contact with those customers that are on your email list. Make sure you do that regularly. Get into those shops you've been thinking about. There's always things, I should contact that shop, I should do that. Use it as an incentive, as a reason to just go out there and get there first. Use that. use that fire to then go and make massive step, and you'll find if you do it right, that threat of a competitor has made you up your A game like hugely than if you were just quite happy. If you thought that you had a business in a town that no competitor would ever come near you, then you would just relax. You know, if I knew that no one would ever do what I'm doing, I would just sit there with my feet up probably, because I know that I'm fairly safe, because life's not like that, you know, and there's nothing worse than a complacent business owner, because someone can literally come up from behind you and take it all away. And I'm not saying that to frighten you, but just to keep you aware that what we're here to do is to keep getting better and better so that people can't even get near us. So for me, I'm always launching new things. I'm always, you know, to the extreme. But my competitor's got no chance of catching me because she's not in my head. I'm always 10 steps ahead of her, and she's just on my coattails trying to pull me down in horrible little ways. And let her crack on, because while she's doing that, she's not concentrating on doing what she should be doing. So that's my key to go.